Stitch number 4 is the triple straight stitch and the triple zigzag. That's why there's 2 stitches on the picture right next to the button. Let me show you this on a piece of denim. It really shows up nice, but to show you really some of its capabilities, I'm going to fold it on the bias, and that is the diagonal part of the fabric. What it's going to actually do is it's going to take 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. I'm going to just guide this along the edge of the fabric here. You're going to notice a couple things about this stitch. Number 1, being that I stitched it on the bias, it will have the stretch and give that you want. This is an awesome stitch to use, say, on the back part of a crotch of a pair of pants, because that is cut on the bias. And ooh, wouldn't you want it to be kind of triply reinforced when you're actually stitching that? This also gives you a very thick looking stitch without us having to change to a thicker thread or to a top stitch needle. All we did was use a sewing machine stitch on the machine. And because the needle goes back in the exact same hole that it made the first time, it really makes it look nice and precise. I've often used this stitch too for, say, handles where they are inserted in a bag and across the top. And if I'm doing a stitching around, that really will help reinforce. As I load up that bag, it's going to not pull so much on those handles and they'll be well supported. So that other stitch that's on this same one is the zigzag version. And all you need to do to get it to zigzag is to turn it or add width. So we'll just go up to, I'm over 4 here, will be a really pretty stitch. And something else that you can do, if you put variegated thread in with this stitch, it really gives it kind of a decorative rickrack-like look. And it will also just stitch right along on your fabric. See how pretty that turns out? That is just a fun stitch to use. Again, you can use that to reinforce any of your thicker projects there.